Hi guys, I just wanted to preface this video by saying thank you so much for the 200 subscribers that are now subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it, and I think this is a good time, this is a good video in which to sort of celebrate this. As I'll be saying about in the video, a lot of the views and I think some of the subscribers have come from the Sally Face videos that I've done. So thank you guys, I hope you stick around and yeah, enjoy some great theories from some great YouTubers. Enjoy. More Sally Face. It's fair to say a little while ago I did a couple of theory videos on Sally Face, and I just wanted to explore the games, the lore, try to understand as much as we can about the game before the final episode releases later this year. These videos have easily been like the most popular videos on my channel. And I just want to thank everyone who has commented, liked, just watched the videos and contributed your own views and stuff. I think it's been really good, and yes, they've definitely easily been the most popular videos on my channel. Today's video will be a little bit different from those, as the title may suggest. I want to explore other YouTubers' theories on Sally Face and just talk a bit about them. And I found three, one actually from my comments section, which I'm really excited to talk about because it's, in my opinion, it's an amazing theory that very well could be the case. Each of the theories today, they've looked at the game in a different way, looked at characters or focused on characters that otherwise wouldn't have been sort of focused on, and I'm hoping this will again create greater discussion about the awesome game that is Sally Face. All the videos I will be discussing are linked down in the description, so go and check them out, show them some love, get a sub on their channels, really appreciate it. All great people, all bigger YouTubers than me, I'm pretty sure. Also, apologies for the lighting in the camera behind me. I don't normally, at least what I plan to do anyway, make my face big on the video screen. I don't generally do that. I'm just a little guy in the corner doing Let's Plays. But yeah, the lighting behind me is terrible, so I apologise for that in advance if it's annoying. Anyway, let's just begin. Theory number one I've got on this. This is by Anime Pistachio. Go and check her out. The video is titled Popular Sally Face Theories, Is Ash a Cultist? Now this theory essentially centres around the idea of Ash being a part of the cult. Anime Pistachio sort of theorised that her lack of a reaction in the events that were happening around her is part of the reason why she thinks that Ash is part of the cult, such as when they open the meat fridge. Obviously Larry's reaction is a lot more you would call normal in that regard, and obviously Sal has seen some traumatic things anyway, but to be fair, maybe Ash has too, as well as her falling on a pile of bones and then just joking about it afterwards, as well as this a particular choker that Ash is wearing in episode 4, potentially bearing a symbol of the cult, with the other piece of evidence being the ripped trousers. Now I don't know about the trousers having any bearing on Ash and the cult, though it has to be said that from what we know of the town of Knockfell, almost everyone is involved in it in some way. It's very easy to assume that her family could have been caught up in the cult stuff, or a part of it, forced to be in a part of it in one way or another. Though I will asterisk what I'm just saying with the fact that her family moved out of Knockfell. Now looking at the reaction she has at the meat fridge, I think it certainly is less over the top than Larry. I think we can all agree Larry ends up throwing up while Ash and Sal just sort of stand there. However, as Sal and Ash talked about at the lake, Ash finds it difficult to show her emotions. She said she didn't cry at her grandma's funeral, and that's why she was fighting with her brother. Just like she perhaps didn't show her intense disgust at the meat closet or everything that was going on. Maybe she's just someone that hides her emotions, even emotions like disgust and stuff like that. Now the choker is an interesting one, as it does have some type of symbol on it. It's quite difficult to work out just exactly what it is. It could suggest her involvement in the cult. But what this theory has opened my eyes up to is the potential that Ash, upon leaving Knockfell, was replaced, just like everyone who testified against Sal at the trial. Is she the same person that came back? That question popped up to me after I watched this video. So her actions seem to suggest that yes, it is the same Ash, the way she's with Sal, everything about her seems to suggest that she is the same Ash. She cut her hair, okay, fair enough. But this opens up the bigger question. Ash never shows her emotions. And what did she do when she saw Sal die? She showed her emotions. Now you can take that one of many ways. Like me, I just took it as, when I first saw it, naturally, oh, she's showing her emotions. That shows the level of love and care that she has for Sal as a friend, and maybe more, because she was able to actually cry when she saw Sal die, but not when her grandma died. So I think, I'd like to think that's generally what it is. However, what it could show instead is that that was someone that the cult replaced, who looks like Ash, who's not actually Ash, who's crying for Sal. I don't think that's something that will come to pass. I just think it's really interesting to explore. I'd be surprised if that turned out to be the case, that Ash isn't really Ash, because like I said, my thoughts are that we will be playing as Ash, that Ash, with the cut hair and everything. But I think that video is, it just sort of opened my eyes a bit about Ash in particular and sort of her story, because the important thing in my eyes to note is that her family moved away. And why did they move away? Did the cult have something to do with them moving away? It opens up all those questions that I never really thought about before. So go and check it out by Anime Pistachio. I'll link it down in the description, as I said before. Right. Theory number 2 by Dumbest Productions. Dumbest Productions had a number of different thoughts and theories on Sally in their video, with Travis's dad being the cult leader as he runs the church where the cult meet, which I absolutely agree with, or at least being involved in somewhat part of the cult, as the cult meetings happened at the church, so it's naturally wise to assume that if he's not the leader, he's somewhere involved in the cult. And also that Larry was potentially identified as the vessel that the red-eyed demon would have taken, would Larry have not committed suicide, so they instead chose Todd. So it's another plausible theory, and potentially the real reason why Larry committed suicide, is maybe he found out that he was going to be controlled by the red-eyed demon somehow, and he decided that he didn't want that type of control, so he decided to take his own life. As we know, we've looked at other theories about why Larry committed suicide, and potentially a lot of that is due to the fact that he found out, or he knew in some way, that he'd have to help Sal bring down the cult. But again, it opens up another aspect. This theory, as I say, opened up another aspect to me about Larry and why he committed suicide, because we still don't really know, because the game doesn't really give us a lot to go on. However, I want to focus on the first thought in the video, which is that Sal, the Sal that gets executed, is not the real Sal, and is actually the cult who replaced him with, as the cult potentially needs Sal, because as we know, Sal can talk to ghosts. He is somewhat of an interesting person, to say the least. He can do a lot of things that a lot of other people can't do. He can see a lot of things that other people can't see, and maybe the cult know that. They tend to know a lot, and they want to capture Sal, and they want to use him for whatever else they want to do, which I think it could be a great potential twist in the plot with regards to episode 5, as a lot of people, myself included, think that we'll be playing as Sal in another plane of existence and as Ash in the real world, sort of two different characters. That's how I see it anyway. That's sort of at least when I first finished the game, that's what I really thought. We'll play as Ash in some part, and we'll play as Sal in some parts. However, what we could start episode 5 locked away in a cultist dungeon, with Sal coming face to face with a number of people who he either thought were dead or were his friends that are actually in the cult the whole time. So it could potentially flip everything on its head, which could be really cool. I don't necessarily think that will happen, but again, this video just sort of opened up my eyes to another potential aspect of what could happen, which I think is really cool. Now, looking at it aesthetically, there definitely is a sharp contrast in the Sal that we see, that we're playing as in episode 4, and other shots of him prior to episode 4, in terms of like his build and stuff, because they look different enough to make you think potentially that is someone else, although I'm not sure if it's enough to go on. But we do know that the cult replaced a large number of people, and they did a lot of other things just to make sure that Sal gets sentenced to death. And I'd be surprised if they chose to do all that and then swap him out at the last minute, because in my mind it's not too much to do with appeasing like the community that don't know anything, because in my eyes the majority of the community of Knockfell know about the cult or were a part of the cult, so it wouldn't make sense in my eyes for them to do all that just to swap him out. But as previously stated, this could very well be a twist that happens in episode 5, we don't know. Now the final theory I want to talk about today completely blew my mind, and I found it in the comments section of one of my Sally Face theory videos, and it's by a really big Russian YouTuber, Chiabatта. I hope I'm saying that right. This video, in my opinion, is fantastic, and I never even considered the possibility of this theory. Just to preface this, like the other 2 videos, please go and watch them. This video was about Chiabatta's video, again linked in the description. It's about 9 minutes long, and you need to watch the full 9-minute video to properly understand every aspect, like all the evidence to suggest that this is the case. Like, it is a fantastic video and you need to go and watch it. But I'm just going to talk about bits of it and what it could potentially mean for Sally Face. So essentially, she discusses a number of mental disorders that could pertain to Sal's accident right at the start of episode 1. And she asks the question that he, Sal, unable to conquer his pain, has created this world where the game takes place. Now, I would love to dissect every aspect of this video. Like I said before, I just wouldn't be able to do it justice. So go and watch the video. There are English subtitles, just put those on and just enjoy it. It's a great video. It's so plausible, and the evidence is just extremely damning. It's really good. Anyway, essentially Sal is unable to cope with the grief over the loss of his mother, potentially due to himself and the accident they were in, constructs the world of ghosts, demons, aliens and cults as a way of dealing with the guilt and the grief that he has. So you remember right back at the start, we started off in a hospital room. That's where we started. We started off in a hospital room, and the first 2 episodes, the first 2 sort of prologues, were us just talking to our mother. Well, one of them was seeing our mother in a hospital bed, and it alluded to the fact that obviously our mother died in an accident, something similar. Maybe it was the same accident that Sal was in. It alluded to the fact that it was done like something to do with a dog. I think in her video she says that maybe Sal was running after a dog in the road and got hit by something, and the mum chased after. Sal didn't die, he got in an accident, so he hit his face, hit his head. Because let's not forget anything, the game's called Sally Face, but that accident that he had could very well have damaged a lot of his brain and a lot of his mental health. So that's potentially what's going on here. So rather than us walking around Addison Apartments, what we're actually doing in reality is we're walking around the hospital in which we started the game, talking not to neighbours but to other hospital patients, each with their own afflictions. Same applies when Sal is in school. He's still in the hospital, but maybe in a learning group to support him over his grief, something like that. There's a lot of connotations and similarities that Chiabatta's video shows, and I hate to say it, as it's weird to say, I wouldn't like this video to be correct, because I want them to explore the lore of the cult and all that stuff more. However, it feels so plausible and the evidence is just all there that for me, this is the most convincing Sally Face theory that I have seen. It is really good. So as I say again, definitely go and watch it. Though I will explore one piece of evidence which I think is the most interesting, and I had to sort of look this up myself as well. But basically, electroshock therapy or electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, is a treatment that involves sending an electrical current through the brain to trigger an epileptic seizure to relieve the symptoms of a mental health problem. That's a quote from the mental health organisation Mind. I just had to look that up because in Chiabatta's video, she references electroshock therapy treatment as the end of episode 4 and Sal's sentencing after the trial. So it could be deduced that Sal constructs the trial in his mind for two different reasons. One as a way of being blamed for something other than his mother's death that he clearly feels responsible for, and two, as a way of his brain to mentally prepare itself for the coming treatment of electroshock therapy. So that therapy potentially wakes him up back to reality. So in his mind, in Sal's mind, in his fictional reality that we've been playing through, he's dying. But in the real world, whatever that looks like in Sally Face, he's potentially waking up. And to further support this theory, Mind also states that ECTs are sometimes used if someone is experiencing a manic or psychotic episode which is severe or is lasting a long time. And it's safe to say that we've played through a fair amount of Sal's life, and perhaps the electroconvulsive therapy was a last resort option that Sal's doctors were hoping that Sal's mental health would have improved over the years, but seemingly as we've played on, it feels like potentially that's gotten worse, and that's the decision they took. Maybe in Sal's mind he knew that this electroshock treatment was coming, and in his fictional reality that we've been playing through, he set it up as almost like doing that is dying, because he has to face what he did. He has to face up to the fact that his mother is dead. He has to face up to all these things that it's very difficult to deal with, and it's just something that's very difficult for him to try and do. So what we might see in episode 5 is Sal's reality versus actual reality and how they differ. As well as discovering what happened to Sal and his mother, I have learned from not only my comments section but other various videos as well as the Sally Face wiki that episode 5 will be called Memories and Dreams, and that's very, very interesting. Dreams that are potentially relating to the fictional world that Sal's created, and memories being the real world and what he still remembers prior to his accident. Again, I kind of hope this theory doesn't come to pass, as I want to see the cult destroyed, and I want to see the exploration of the other planes of existence and stuff like that. But it's quite funny how when I watched this video, I thought back to something I thought about when I was playing through Sally Face, like episode 3 or something like that. It was when I found out that Jim Johnson was an alien. Because when I found that out, when I read that whole journal and stuff, and I just sat there and I thought, I was like, hang on a minute. This world has ghosts, it has demons, and it has aliens. And there's not many things, there's not many stories or worlds that pertain to having so many different types of genre in one particular area. Okay, ghosts and demons, that's one thing you could kind of bring together. That's sort of a meshed area, if you like. I'm talking very strangely. But throwing aliens into the mix as well, this for me potentially shows why that is the way it is. You know, you've got aliens, ghosts and demons. It just seems so outlandish, so out there for it to be like accurate. But like I said, I hope that is still the case. I hope that this is a world with aliens, with ghosts, with demons, with Sal and his super guitar. Anyway, as I said, These are some amazing theories, and I just wanted to talk about them and show them some love. So please, like I say again, go and watch all of them. Go and click on the links down in the description, watch them for yourselves, because like I say, this video is just sort of a snapshot, just sort of discuss the ideas of them. All the videos have like their thoughts and their reasons why they are the way they are, the evidence and stuff. So like I say, go and check them out, get the full understanding of their thoughts and theories. And I hope you enjoyed this. Sally Face is such a brilliant narrative game, and I'm really sad that episode 5 is the last one, because it's an awesome game. And yeah, I'm amazed really that these Sally Face videos, I've done easily the best, like most popular stuff on my channel. So again, thank you guys so much for watching them, and please do comment down below your thoughts on some of these ideas and theories, and basically what you think is going to happen in episode 5. That's what I want to know. Tell me what you think is going to happen in episode 5. We're getting to the stage now. We're gonna find out sooner or later. I need to play it. I need to know. Steve Gabry, if you somehow happen to watch this, you're doing an amazing job. It's an amazing game. We can wait as long as we need to for episode 5, because we all know it's going to be so good. In any case, feel free to check out another game similar to Sally Face I played the demo of recently. It's called Immure, and I actually found it out through Steve Gabry on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter, and it looks a similar sort of game, point and click, sort of psychological horror game with really great storytelling. It's only a demo, but I'll link that down in the description, so go and check that out as well. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, hit the like button for me, because it really does help me out. And if you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and check out some of the other videos I've got going on. Thanks so much for watching as always. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.